Hello everyone. I do apologise for the severe lack of uploads in videos. Reason being is because, of course, Christmas came about and I was extremely busy. So, of course, I expect to be forgiven. Either way, I did get a good handful of stuff. You might have seen it on my community post. But either way, I'm about to explain it in more depth. So without further ado, let's actually get into the first item. So we're starting off from smallest to largest, and I forgot to mention, if you do hear a ticking noise, I have a clock installed in this room now. So starting off with the smallest item, we have a bomb or a hand grenade. This is a Mills bomb. In particular, this is the, as you can see, number 23 Mark II, and it was made by JGW in, the bloody thing will focus, but it says 1917. So this was made in 1917. So the number 23 is rather a rare hand grenade. They're quite scarce. They had a really short service life during World War One. Reason being is because these were I think these were made from 1916 to 1917, and these were then quickly replaced by the number 36. It's all completely inert as well, so this has been deactivated. Of course, there's no way of telling because the base plug, you can't unscrew it because of how extremely rusted that is. Of course, I'm not going to pull the pin. I'm not going to let the fly off lever. I'm not going to let the spoon fly off either. So this is a Mark II. How can we tell? It's because the Mark II actually has this modified base plug here. This base plug actually needs a rod that screws in and would go down the barrel of the SMLE. And I believe this grenade was actually called the .303 hand grenade. I think that's what it was called. But either way, a nice original hand grenade added to the collection. Haven't got an original. Next, we're moving on to a pair of cartridge carriers. So these are a pair of cartridge carriers. So as you can see, these are the exact same. The strap, I believe, is the exact same length. I believe that is. Probably not. It'll make me look like a complete and utter idiot. It's somewhat the same length, but you know what? Actually, they probably is the same length. Probably. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. But either way, a pair of cartridge carriers. These are both Miko, so if I actually just show one, of course the marking is underneath there. You'll see Miko 1940, so the Mills Equipment Company 1940. Of course, all the press studs are still really nicely intact, unlike some of the press studs, as the press studs are so heavily corroded. Is the fact is that when you actually open these up, on the first Mark I that I had, I got there was the female, but the male section of the press stud was gone. I ultimately bought a spare basic pouch, refitted it, and it closed, but other than the female section of the press stud just broke. So as you can see, there's the C-hook on the back. The brace attachment, these have been heavily worn, so as you can see, there is no remains of Blanco on them whatsoever. This one still has some of the remains of Blanco on. And again, this is another Miko 1940. There's a good amount of khaki colour on the back, which is quite nice. This one's buckle needs a little bit more cleaning. But other than that, they are a very nice pair of cartridge carriers. Here we have a Mark VII water bottle in a 37 pattern sleeve water bottle carrier. As you might be able to tell, it's actually the short sleeve. There was another one that was a long sleeve. So as you can see, it's just a simple carrier, brass buckles like always. Nothing. Of course, the cork is all intact. The enamel is okay. The felt is actually the best one I've got, even though it has been eaten by moths, but either way. It has a number on the back, which I could believe is the soldier's service numbers. I believe it was actually 8. So if I actually go and take it out, on the inside of the carrier, I believe that this is the stamp. It's a little bit hard if I can even get it in frame. But it looks like there's a 19, there's a 4, and then it looks like it's either a 2 or 3. So it's either one of those dates. So either 1942 or 1943. I've now got a short sleeve carrier in the collection. I will be doing a future video talking about discussing about all the different types of carriers for the 37 pattern. Oh, sorry, the Mark 6 and 7 water bottle. Now these two items really tie in together. So what I'm currently showing is one. So this is, you might be able to tell, K Canvas Wales. This is a reproduction of the 1939 pattern entrenching tool cover. It's very nice. My one major critique is actually the buckles themselves are way too thin compared to some of the originals I've seen knocking about on the market. Other than that, the brass work is in very good, it's very nice. It's not sharp, it will not cut me. I might as well go and bring out the entrenching tool also. So I have a 1939 pattern entrenching tool. This one's the slightly rare one, as this one actually escaped Dutch use, as in Military Collectibles video. He said that if you find on the handle of the 1939, if you find RP and then a number, the RP means Raupensplange. I hope I said that correctly. And then, of course, the number. Raupensplange is a Dutch word for digging tool. And as you can see, there is nothing on it. Just a few dings and blemishes. Of course, up here, typically this end should more look like a bulb. As you can see, it's sadly lost a few of its wood at the end of the day, but there's a big chunk missing there. The overall condition of the shovel is quite good, besides from the major rust stuff. This one is dated. It's dated on here. Typically, I believe it was the earlier ones that were dated 1939, 1940 were stamped on the head. This one's actually the last year of production. So it's actually, so as you can see, it says braids. So of course the DES or the DE is visible. You can just see the RA and the S. And then underneath is 1941. Then the government arrow. So this is the last year of manufacture for this entrenching tool. Of course I will do separate videos on all this stuff. Might as well go ahead and show how you get this inside the cover. So you undo this strap, pass it on through like that. And what you do is you open this up, open the cover, take the shovel, whack it in. You take the strap, wrap it around the entrenching tool, make sure it's a nice tight fit, feed it through, tighten it up a bit, and then just push the buckle on through, do it up, and now you've got an entrenching tool in its cover. So hopefully this video was informative and enjoyable. Then again, it's just on some Militaria that I got for Christmas. Like I said, I will be doing separate videos on all this stuff in the new year. But if you want me to cover a certain item, then always just leave a comment in the comment section down below. And thanks for watching.